What if the loudest car brand in the world suddenly went silent? While the global spotlight fixated on Tesla's next leap forward and Toyota's hybrid mastery, something extraordinary was happening behind closed doors, far from the noise and hype, deep within a quiet lab in Italy. There, a group of Lamborghini engineers was quietly building a secret that would soon erupt like a thunderclap across the electric vehicle industry. No teasers, no leaks, just focused innovation that would redefine everything we thought we knew about EVs. Because, let's be honest, no one expected Lamborghini to lead the next wave of electric revolution. This is the brand of fire-breathing V12s, of design so sharp it could cut through wind, of sound so primal it turns heads from miles away. The idea that this very company, known for its unapologetic power and racetrack DNA, would launch an electric vehicle, not only raised eyebrows, it shook the foundations of the entire auto world. Until now, the EV conversation has followed one rigid rule. You either get long range or you get exhilarating speed, but never both. Lamborghini just tore up the rulebook. They've built something that defies expectations, a machine that doesn't compromise, doesn't whisper apologies, and most importantly, doesn't play by anyone else's rules. It delivers range, it delivers speed, and it does it all wrapped in that unmistakable Lamborghini spirit. But here's the twist. This isn't just some sleek concept car designed to impress crowds at auto expos. It's not a prototype inching along a test track. This is a fully realized, road-ready beast, a high-performance electric vehicle that's already making its presence known. Every inch of it, from the razor-edge design to the battery architecture and heart-pounding acceleration, screams revolution. So, how did Lamborghini manage to turn the EV world upside down? What exactly makes this car such a threat to Tesla's dominance? And why are other automakers watching nervously from the sidelines? Stick around, because what you're about to discover may just change how you think about the future of driving. And if you don't want to miss any of the biggest stories in automotive tech, make sure to hit that subscribe button before we dive in. Let's start with the big question. Why did Lamborghini, a brand built on thunder and adrenaline, decide to go electric? Whenever someone says the word Lamborghini, a vivid image flashes in your mind. A sleek, aggressive supercar tearing down the asphalt, its engine growling like a wild animal, its curves slicing through the air. These are not the kind of cars you picture driving quietly through a neighborhood or idling silently at a red light. A Lamborghini doesn't tiptoe, it announces its arrival with fire and fury. So, when Lamborghini revealed that they were making a fully electric vehicle, one that produces no sound, has no gear shifts, and moves with whisper-quiet precision, it sparked a wave of confusion and even disappointment for some fans. Could a Lamborghini without a roar truly be a Lamborghini? But behind that question lies a powerful truth. The world is evolving fast. Governments around the globe are introducing increasingly strict regulations on carbon emissions, pushing traditional gas-powered vehicles toward extinction. In Europe especially, the noose is tightening. Stricter environmental laws mean that any automaker not aligning with low-emission standards could face massive penalties or even see their vehicles banned from being sold altogether. Lamborghini saw what was coming, and instead of resisting the tide, they chose to ride the wave. But not just to survive. They saw an opportunity to reinvent what a supercar could be in a new era. An EV that doesn't just check the boxes, but redefines them. One that embraces silence without losing its soul. At the same time, a quiet transformation was happening in the hearts and minds of car buyers around the world. People were no longer just craving speed. They were beginning to care just as much about sustainability. The future driver didn't just want a fast car, they wanted a fast car that didn't choke the planet with emissions. That shift in mindset wasn't just a passing trend, it was a wake-up call for the entire industry, and even a brand as unapologetically bold as Lamborghini had to pay attention. But here's where things got interesting. For Lamborghini, this wasn't just about ticking the regulatory boxes or playing catch-up. It wasn't about reacting to pressure, it was about seizing a moment. The company saw something more than a forced pivot. They saw an opening, a once-in-a-generation opportunity to prove that raw power and environmental responsibility don't have to be at odds, that EVs don't have to be tame, lifeless machines. They can rule the world of speed, too. So, Lamborghini made a bold promise. We won't just build an electric car, we'll build the electric car. One that doesn't just run on electricity, but sends a shockwave through the entire industry. And with that declaration, the blueprint for their electric revolution was born. The engineers posed a daring question. Could an electric car possibly deliver the same visceral excitement, the same bone-rattling torque, the same unapologetic aggression that made their legendary V12s iconic? The answer wasn't a simple yes. It came with a condition. To get there, Lamborghini would have to abandon every conventional rule in their playbook. The technology had to be reinvented, the battery reimagined, the platform rebuilt from scratch, and perhaps most importantly, the vision redefined. That's how the journey of the Lanzador began, not just as a vehicle, but as a mission, a reawakening of what it means to drive. Lamborghini knew that entering the EV space meant more than just building a fast electric car. It meant carving out an entirely new identity. They weren't here to imitate Tesla's innovation or match Porsche's precision. They were here to ignite a new category altogether, one driven not just by performance, but by emotion. Because for too long, EVs were seen as bland, whisper-quiet boxes on wheels made for efficiency, not excitement. Lamborghini's goal? Smash that stereotype into pieces. Their engineers promised, yes, it may be silent, but it will speak volumes. The thrill will be there. You'll feel it. You'll live it, even if there's no roar from the engine. And just like that, Lamborghini didn't just step into the EV world. They rewrote what it could look like. To bring this vision to life, Lamborghini left no detail untouched. From the sculpted exterior that slices through air like a blade, to the hyper-modern, almost sci-fi interior layout, every element was crafted with precision. And under the hood, or rather beneath the chassis, sits a high-performance dual-motor system capable of unleashing hundreds of horsepower. This wasn't just about joining the EV conversation. Lamborghini made a move that was not only bold, but brilliantly strategic. They realized something that many legacy brands still refuse to see. If they didn't evolve now, their legacy could fade into the background within a decade. No matter how iconic the brand is today, if it doesn't meet the future head-on, it risks being left behind. But here's the twist. Lamborghini didn't just want to survive the EV shift. They wanted to dominate it. Not by blending in, but by standing tall in a crowded field of sameness. So, when Lamborghini dropped the first teaser of its electric supercar, the Lanzador, it didn't just spark curiosity, it lit up the internet. Social media buzzed, headlines exploded, but many dismissed it as just another flashy concept, a digital render meant to wow the crowd and then vanish like so many others do, never making it beyond the auto show stage. Except this time, it wasn't smoke and mirrors. As more details emerged, the specs, the features, the performance metrics, it became clear this was something real, something serious, and a quiet panic started to ripple through the EV world, especially among those who thought they had the high-performance electric segment all to themselves. Brands like Tesla and Porsche, who had grown comfortable atop their thrones, suddenly felt the ground shift beneath them. One look at the Lanzador, and you're forced to ask, is this a car or a machine from another planet? Its body design doesn't resemble anything on today's roads. It looks like it's been dropped straight from orbit, sleek, sharp, and undeniably futuristic. The front end is dominated by piercing LED headlights that evoke the presence of a fighter jet. Even the ground clearance has been fine-tuned, high enough to cruise through city streets, but low and planted enough to hug the highway at speed. And the shape? Aggressive, aerodynamic, and utterly captivating. A rolling sculpture in motion. From the side, the Lanzador boasts a sloping roofline and oversized wheels that give it a muscular, commanding profile. The rear leans into classic racing DNA, but reimagined with cutting-edge flair, especially the all-new taillight design, which has people calling it a complete reinvention of the electric aesthetic. And just when critics assumed it was all for show, Lamborghini hit back with a revelation. This wasn't a design study. It wasn't a concept meant to collect dust in a museum. The Lanzador was real, and production had already begun. In just a few short years, this machine will be more than a headline. It'll be on the roads, turning heads, and rewriting expectations with every silent high-voltage launch. This was the moment when awe turned into anxiety, especially for the giants who had comfortably claimed their thrones in the EV space. Brands like Tesla, who believed their Roadster would be the ultimate benchmark for electric performance, suddenly found themselves blindsided. Lanzador wasn't just impressive, it was disruptive. It didn't play catch-up, it leapfrogged expectations. And in doing so, it threw a wrench into Tesla's long-held narrative of dominance. Even Porsche, the brand that had been confidently leading the luxury EV segment with its refined, high-performance Taycan, felt the heat for the first time. Not just from a performance perspective, but from a design and innovation standpoint. Because Lanzador wasn't content to being another EV. It came to redefine the category in looks, in speed, and in pure technological might. So, what's under the hood, or rather, beneath the floor, that makes this car so special? One of the biggest challenges in the EV world has always been the trade-off. You either get breathtaking speed, or you get long, reliable range. But rarely, if ever, do you get both. Lamborghini, true to its rebellious DNA, refused to accept that limitation. The Lanzador brings both forces together in a combination so potent, people stopped calling it an electric vehicle and started calling it a missile on wheels. At the core of this beast is a dual-motor, all-wheel drive system that churns out over 1,300 horsepower. Yes, you read that right, 1,300. With that kind of firepower, the Lanzador rockets from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.5 seconds. In the time it takes you to blink, this machine has already hit supercar-level speeds. And this isn't just theoretical bragging. Lamborghini backed those numbers with actual track-tested results. This is raw, verified performance. That alone is enough to earn a seat at the table among elite combustion-powered supercars, the kind of machines that used to scoff at anything electric. But Lanzador doesn't stop at blistering speed. It brings serious range to the party, too. Despite its monstrous power, it offers a driving range of over 500 kilometers on a single charge. And here's the kicker. That range holds even in dynamic, sporty driving modes. It's not just about gliding through city streets. This car is built for the highway, the track, the open road. In fact, it directly challenges the long-hyped Tesla Roadster, a car that's still coming soon, while Lanzador is already carving its mark into asphalt. Tesla promises revolution. Lamborghini delivers it. While the Roadster boasts a target range of 1,000 kilometers, the Lanzador's 500-kilometer figure is still considered extremely impressive, especially when you consider that it sits squarely in the supercar category, where performance usually trumps practicality. And in this case, Lamborghini found a way to serve both. This car isn't just competing with Tesla on paper, it's confronting them head-on, and in many ways, it's already ahead. Sure, the Tesla Roadster might boast a projected range of 1,000 kilometers, and on paper, that's an impressive number. But what often gets overlooked is context. The Lamborghini Lanzador, even with a 500-kilometer range, is competing in a completely different weight class. This is a supercar built for breathtaking performance, raw aggression, and adrenaline-pumping experiences. And in that world, 500 kilometers on a single charge is not just acceptable, it's remarkable. But what really separates the Lanzador from the rest of the pack isn't just how far it can go, it's how it does it. Underneath its sculpted frame lies a cutting-edge, high-density lithium-ion battery pack. This isn't your average EV battery. Lamborghini engineered it to deliver fast charging capabilities while also withstanding extreme conditions, particularly the intense heat that often plagues high-performance electric systems. Traditionally, when an EV draws too much power too quickly, it starts to heat up and performance suffers. But not here. Lamborghini solved that challenge with a sophisticated thermal management system, one designed to regulate heat, protect battery health, and extend the vehicle's lifespan. Whether you're pushing the car to its limits on a racetrack or cruising through scorching desert highways, the system keeps the performance stable and relentless. And when it's time to recharge, the Lanzador doesn't keep you waiting. Thanks to fast charging support, you can juice it up from 0 to 80% in just 25 to 30 minutes. That's about the time it takes to grab a coffee or eat lunch, and just like that, you're ready to conquer the rest of your day with no range anxiety holding you back. But Lamborghini didn't stop at fast charging or thermal efficiency. Their mission wasn't to build just another electric vehicle. Their goal was to create an EV that still felt like a Lamborghini, aggressive, agile, and alive. That's why the Lanzador comes equipped with intelligent drive modes that adapt the car's handling, power output, and behavior to your driving style in real time. Want a calm, smooth city ride? It responds. Craving sharp turns and a track-ready feel? It transforms instantly. And the best part? All of these adjustments happen seamlessly through software. It's not just a machine, it's a dynamic, responsive driving experience. So, no, calling the Lanzador merely eco-friendly would be selling it short. This isn't just a clean car. This is a new definition of what electric performance should look and feel like. Quiet, yes. Clean, absolutely. But above all, powerful, precise, and thrilling. The Lamborghini Lanzador isn't here to whisper politely. It's here to electrify the future and prove, once and for all, that EVs can still roar, even without the noise. First Lamborghini to run with AI. Till now, when we used to talk about AI, i.e. artificial intelligence in cars, most people used to remember Tesla, because it was the only brand that presented cars as smart machines. But now Lamborghini has also made a strong entry in this race, and that too at the level of Supercar. The AI system installed in their new electric car Lanzador has caught the attention of the entire industry. This car is no longer limited to just give gas, apply brakes, and drive. This car now understands, learns, and also changes itself according to your driving habits. Lanzador's AI system brings the car closer to human thinking. When you drive this car for a few days, it starts noting your driving pattern, like when and how hard you apply the brakes, how you take turns. Do you like high-speed or comfortable driving style? Do you drive more in the city or on the highway? All this information gradually gets stored in the AI system of the car, and then the response of the car is tuned based on that. That is, if you are a soft driver, then the car itself makes the suspension a little smoother. If you are a sporty driver, then the suspension will become a little harder and responsive. Now this is no joke, because till now such a feature has been seen only in some advanced units of Tesla, and even there it wasn't completely performance-focused. But Lamborghini has set a new benchmark by combining it with the DNA of its supercar. The special thing is that it not only understands the driving style, but also the routine. If you go to office at the same time every day or go on a highway drive every Sunday, then the car tunes the navigation, battery usage, and performance mode accordingly. Apart from this, Lanzador's AI system also takes into account the climate and road conditions. If the weather is very hot, then the thermal system will be activated to keep the battery cool. If the road is wet, the traction control will become sensitive to improve tire grip. All this happens in the background without the driver being informed, so that the driver has to focus more on driving. The car takes care of everything else. The drive modes given in it, like street, sport, and high performance, don't change by just pressing a button. But the AI also sees what your mood or energy is at that time. If you look tired, the system will automatically turn on the comfort mode. It also has a biometric and internal camera system that guesses from your gestures what kind of driving you want. The AI of Lanzador keeps getting better with time. This doesn't mean that you drive the car and the change will be visible immediately. Rather, after 2 to 3 weeks of routine driving, when it collects data, then the real fun begins. And that's why it's called a learning car. It's not just a car, it's a smart companion that adapts to your habits. Along with this, it also includes OTA, over-the-air updates, meaning Lamborghini will keep updating the car's software from time to time so that the AI system gets smarter. Just like the software of a smartphone gets updated, your car will also become more intelligent with time. This will increase the life of the car, and the performance will keep improving continuously. Not just driving, the AI system also manages internal safety and maintenance. If any part is getting overheated or any sound is abnormal, it immediately sends an alert. And if the car senses any problem in braking or tire grip, it automatically activates driving limitations so that no accident occurs. Tesla versus Lamborghini. Who truly rules the electric kingdom? If there are two names currently lighting up every headline in the EV world, it's Tesla and the unexpected but formidable new challenger, Lamborghini. For years, Tesla has worn the crown, and rightfully so. It redefined what electric cars could be and single-handedly dragged the entire industry into the future. But now, with the launch of the groundbreaking Lamborghini Lanzador, a serious question is being asked. Has Tesla's reign met its match? And, more importantly, who is the real king of EV now? Let's start with the undisputed veteran, Tesla. Elon Musk's brainchild didn't just build electric cars, it made them desirable, practical, and mainstream. With models like the S, 3, X, and Y, Tesla showed the world that EVs could go the distance, save money, and still be fun to drive. The brand's edge lies in 3 key areas: its trailblazing battery technology, its market-leading driving range, and its sophisticated autopilot system that inches us closer to self-driving futures. And then there's the upcoming Tesla Roadster, a car that's already making waves despite not yet hitting the streets. Tesla claims it can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in a jaw-dropping 1.9 seconds and cover an unbelievable 1,000 kilometers on a single charge. If those numbers prove true, it will be one of the most formidable EVs ever made. But now enter the contender, Lamborghini. The Lanzador is not just another fast EV. It's a high-performance supercar infused with emotion, precision, and raw, unfiltered energy. It doesn't exist to serve the masses. It exists to ignite the soul. With over 1,300 horsepower delivered through a dual-motor all-wheel drive system, the Lanzador rockets from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.5 seconds. Sure, that's a fraction of a second behind the Roadster, but make no mistake, in the world of supercars, those numbers put them in the same league. And while its range of 500 kilometers is half that of Tesla's claim, it's still highly respectable given the Lanzador's supercar status, where performance and design are prioritized over practicality. And when it comes to design, Lamborghini dominates the conversation. Tesla's aesthetic leans minimalist and futuristic, sleek and smooth, like something designed by a tech lab, clean, elegant, and functional. But the Lanzador, it's a visual explosion, a muscular, aerodynamic beast that looks like it was pulled straight from a sci-fi action movie. It doesn't just turn heads, it stops traffic. With sharp lines, aggressive angles, and a commanding presence, it screams Lamborghini in every curve. It doesn't whisper luxury, it roars it. Tesla's Roadster might look elegant and efficient, but next to the Lanzador, it feels tame. Because while Tesla's goal is to bring the future to everyone, Lamborghini's goal is to craft a masterpiece for the few and make sure everyone else watches in awe. Now, let's dive into where the real battlefield lies: technology and intelligence. Tesla's greatest weapon has always been its software, specifically its autopilot and AI systems. With each passing month, Tesla vehicles evolve through over-the-air OTA updates, quietly downloading new features and performance tweaks as easily as a smartphone. It's a future-focused approach that's transforming cars from static machines into dynamic, upgradable devices. Tesla is aiming for a world where the car eventually drives you. Autonomy is their end game. Minimal human input, maximum convenience. But Lamborghini isn't chasing that same vision. They're chasing thrill. Lanzador's AI isn't focused on replacing the driver. It's focused on enhancing them. Rather than removing the human from the experience, Lamborghini wants to amplify the connection between driver and machine. Its AI learns how you drive, how hard you brake, how fast you take corners, when you hit the throttle, and it adapts to match your rhythm. Over time, the car begins to understand your style, your routine, even your mood. So, if Tesla is creating a world where humans become passengers, Lamborghini is building a world where you remain in control, but with a car that feels like it's reading your mind. The two brands also follow radically different philosophies when it comes to how they build and market their vehicles. Tesla is on a mission to make EVs universal, building millions of units with global accessibility in mind. They want to see a Tesla in every driveway in every city across every continent. Mass adoption is the goal. Lamborghini, in contrast, isn't playing the volume game. It's not trying to be everywhere. It's trying to be unforgettable. Every car it releases is a statement. Limited units, custom experiences, unmatched style. Lanzador isn't designed for the average buyer. It's built for those who crave performance, luxury, and individuality in one electrified masterpiece. And naturally, this reflects in the price. Tesla's Roadster, with its futuristic performance claims, is expected to hit the market at around $200,000, a high price, but still within reach for many high-end buyers. Lamborghini's Lanzador, on the other hand, will soar well beyond that. Estimates place it north of $300,000, positioning it firmly in the super luxury segment. It's not just a car, it's a collector's item, a status symbol, a future classic. So, who truly wears the EV crown? Well, that depends on what kind of ruler you're looking for. If your vision of the perfect EV is a sleek, intelligent, long-range machine packed with smart features at a relatively accessible price, then Tesla still leads the charge. But if you're chasing performance that pins you to the seat, a design that turns heads for miles, and a driving experience rooted in emotion and heritage, then Lamborghini Lensador is your new king. Because this battle is no longer about battery size or top speed. It's about what the drive feels like. And in that arena, Lamborghini is charging ahead. Fast. What's next for Lamborghini? Will the legendary Aventador go electric too? With the unveiling of the Lensador, one electrified truth became clear. Lamborghini has officially stepped into the EV era. And now, there's one burning question on every enthusiast's mind. Will the rest of the lineup follow? Fans across the world are especially focused on the big names, the Aventador, the Huracan, and the Urus. These aren't just cars, they're icons, symbols of Lamborghini's roaring legacy. So naturally, people are asking, will these beasts of sound and speed trade their thunderous engines for silent electric motors? Will the roar be replaced by a hum? So far, Lamborghini hasn't made an official announcement, but behind closed doors, whispers and reports are painting a clearer picture, and it's one of transformation. Take the Aventador, for example. It's not just another supercar, it's the face of the brand. Powered by a mighty V12 engine, it has long stood as a symbol of raw speed, unmistakable sound, and jaw-dropping design. But the world is changing fast, and Lamborghini knows it. Faced with tightening regulations, especially in Europe, the brand is preparing for a major shift. According to leaked plans and insider reports, the next generation Aventador won't be entirely electric, at least not yet, but it will come as a hybrid, blending an electric motor with a traditional engine, a bridge between eras, a tribute to the past with one foot planted in the future. It may not be a full EV, but it signals something significant. Lamborghini is getting ready to say goodbye to the pure V12. The same strategy appears to be taking shape for the Huracan, another flagship in Lamborghini's fleet. A hybrid version is rumored to be in development, one that balances performance with lower emissions. A system where battery and engine work together, preserving the thrill while embracing responsibility. And the electrification won't stop there. The next-generation Urus, Lamborghini's luxury SUV, is also expected to receive an electric makeover, and this one could be more dramatic. With rivals like Tesla's Model X and BMW's iX already making waves in the high-performance SUV segment, Lamborghini knows it can't afford to wait. Electrification is no longer just a bold move, it's a survival strategy. Because here's the reality, this shift isn't just about keeping up with trends, it's about complying with a new global order. The European Union has made its stance crystal clear. Starting in 2035, the sale of new petrol and diesel vehicles will be banned, no exceptions. Any company wanting to sell cars in Europe must move towards zero-emission or low-emission alternatives. That kind of pressure isn't optional. It's existential. But here's what sets Lamborghini apart. Rather than resist the wave, they've chosen to ride it and reshape it to their advantage. They aren't treating these regulations as roadblocks. They're using them as launch pads for funding, for innovation, and for reimagining what a Lamborghini can be in a world that demands cleaner power without sacrificing soul. When news of the upcoming emissions ban began spreading across Europe, many automakers pushed back. Some criticized the legislation. Others pleaded for delays and exemptions. But Lamborghini? It chose a different path. Rather than fight the change, it embraced it with strategy and foresight. They dissected government policies, identified opportunities, and wove them directly into their development plan. From EV subsidies and research grants to carbon credit incentives, Lamborghini made sure every move aligned with the future, not the past. They tasked their research team with a bold mission: design vehicles that not only meet the new regulations, but do so without compromising the soul of the brand. And within a short time, the results started rolling in: prototypes that met the environmental demands while still looking, sounding, and feeling like a Lamborghini. And the clearest proof of that success? The Lanzador. This wasn't just an EV debut. It was Lamborghini's full-throttle response to every critic who said electric cars couldn't be thrilling. Lanzador didn't whisper onto the scene. It roared without making a sound. It proved undeniably that electric cars can be exotic, powerful, daring. It wasn't a compromise. It was a statement. And as emission standards grow stricter and governments around the world demand more accountability, Lamborghini is positioned not just to survive, but to thrive. While others scramble to adjust, Lamborghini is already ahead, benefiting from their early pivot and raking in the rewards of future-focused innovation. With government funding in hand and technology evolving at breakneck speed, Lamborghini is now standing shoulder to shoulder with the biggest names in the EV world: Tesla, Porsche, Lucid, and not just competing, but redefining what it means to be elite in this new era. They've proven something timeless: when you embrace change before it chases you, you shape the future instead of being shaped by it. That's the Lamborghini difference. They didn't abandon their DNA, they evolved it. While others cling to petrol-powered nostalgia, Lamborghini is delivering the modern trifecta: speed, style, and sustainability, especially in the upcoming generations of the Aventador and Huracan. EVs are no longer an option, they're a necessity. And Lamborghini was one of the first supercar giants to truly understand that. Sure, future models may be powered by batteries instead of fuel, but what once lived in the roar of an engine is now being reborn in the brilliance of intelligent design and electrified precision. And maybe that's Lamborghini's greatest triumph of all: not just keeping up with the future, but turning it into a playground. If this video gave you a new perspective on what the future of cars can be, make sure to give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next groundbreaking innovation. See you in the next electrifying chapter.